and we're going to talk about uh the Fantastic Four first steps end credits. So obviously we all know the end credits. It's on the screen right here, right? Franklin is touching someone's face, and it's Doctor Doom. It's RDJ, and we also see the mask. As I always say, you are the Doctor Doom master. What are your thoughts on Doom? What were your thoughts on this end credit scene? Like, I would love to hear your thoughts, dog.
You know, like I don't know if it's the first of all, I don't like that this end credit scene was spoiled to the extent I'm so over things being spoiled. Like it's annoying. I used to be like, whatever, tell me the spoilers because like everything was spoiled. But I'm at the point where like I'm actually sick of it. And I don't like that it was spoiled. I wish they showed his face and I wish they did a longer scene because this what are they going to do in Spider-Man Brand New Day to establish Doctor Doom before Avengers Doomsday? So you're telling me his first legitimate appearance is in Avengers Doomsday? It feels like they are rushing him, and I do not like that at all. And you know that they are doing it because they feel pressured and they don't want to rush their villains because it was supposed to be Kang, and they put Kang in Ant-Man. They did 2 seasons of Loki around him and this and that, and they were going to do so much more. So, like, now all of a sudden they switch to Doom, and they're like, we're not going to really establish him until Avengers Doomsday. It's ridiculous.
Few things, man. One W that you need to rejoice in right now is this is obviously 828 Doctor Doom. This is not from, and the fact that Doom is from 828, that destroys the whole Tony Stark variant theory crap. So
I'm going to take the W, the fact that I said Doctor Doom was going to be in the post credit of this movie 2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So I said that. I said that Doctor Doom is going to come from the same universe as our main Fantastic Four because Doctor Doom and Reed Richards have a very complex history to their relationship. And they're not going to just throw that out the window. Like, why would they? So all this made sense. I just wish we got a longer post-credit scene because I think they need to establish Doctor Doom and introduce us to Doctor Doom before Avengers Doomsday. And I don't see Doctor Doom being in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, they definitely tried to Thanos this for sure. Where, like, he gets his little one scene where we don't
Thanos
really
had more than this.
Yeah, but I mean they're all like end scenes with like one word. I mean he didn't really speak much. So
Yeah,
and so
but
like
he was at least he was in Avengers barely, but he was at least in it. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw him. Like Thanos had more than this.
Yeah. So I was very skeptical at first, and then after seeing it the last 2 times, it doesn't really bother me, and and more so because it gives us a lot of room to speculate. You know what I mean? But also, it doesn't bother me as much. But I am a hardcore fan, so obviously it's not going to bother me as much as it might bother, other people. But it
I'm a
doesn't really bother.
hardcore fan, but I'm not just gonna support something just because it's what Marvel's doing.
Yeah, but it just doesn't bother me personally. Like it really just doesn't bother me. Um, but I also want to say this. The mask was. I can't wait to see the mask on the face. I thought it was cool. Franklin's touching his face, very creepy. Um, wasn't bad, and I wonder if that music is Doctor Doom's actual score, or if that was just the score that they just duped up for the movie. I do want to know that because that score is like very creepy. Um, so I want to talk about one thing because I see a lot of people talking about, okay. So a lot of people are trying to say that Doctor Doom is going to dreamwalk in the MCU and he's going to dreamwalk like Wanda did with Tony Stark's body. So I want to tell you guys how dreamwalking works because we have to stop trying to shoehorn Tony Stark into every Doctor Doom theory. And the thing that I don't like is I feel like Doctor Doom, bro, is being underplayed a lot because they keep pairing Doctor Doom with Tony Stark. Okay. So this is how dream walking works. Okay. So Obviously, we saw the Scarlet Witch use this. We saw Doctor Strange use this. Number one, you need a dark hold spell or something equivalent to that. Obviously, Doctor Doom could get that, right? But also, hear this: you have to take over your variant's body. So a variant, it isn't about possessing someone who looks just like you, but it has to be you in that universe. So an example is on this Earth, right? Jerry could be Jerry, but on Earth 2, I could be Jerry. You know what I mean? Like Jerry, like I could be Jerry, right? And so if Jerry was to dreamwalk, he would possess me because on like another Earth, like variance isn't based on looks; it's based on identity. Okay, and so anyone that is using a Tony Stark, Doctor Doom bullcrap, don't believe anything that they're saying because they don't even understand the rules that have been set. And honestly, like, do you really think that they will go with the easiest plot point ever? You know, and something that Fantastic Four taught me too is like they aren't always going for the obvious stuff all of the time, you know? And like a lot of times we take these obvious takes and then we try to act like they're actually law. And like we don't know how Doom is doing a lot of this. Like we don't. All
We
we
don't
have
even
is
know what he's doing.
yeah, bro,
We don't know what he's
exactly.
doing at
All,
all.
all we have is a bunch of rumors and leakers that think that they know. So like we have to stop taking stuff as set law and actually enjoy like the enjoy guessing, enjoy thinking and using comic books and lore to figure out like what's actually going on. Because like yeah, it's to be honest, bro, like this crap is really making me annoyed. But anyways, I don't think Doom is taking Franklin here. I really don't. I think that the meaning. I also think there is a calculated, way to why Doom is there. There's a reason why
Well,
he's where Sue is and why he's not with Reed because obviously him and Reed have really bad beef. So I hope that in Doomsday we get some convo between Sue and Doctor Doom, and also with the fact that because there was the rumor going around at first that that the Earth was going to be cooked and that's how they were going to come to the MCU. Obviously that is not the case because we have a 4-year gap. Why is Doom there? Is there an incursion possibly happening? Is there something else going on outside of their world? I just have a lot of questions about like obviously Doom has a motive to be there for Franklin, but I want to know what he's going to say to Sue because I don't think Doom is
well,
I don't think Doom is going to be as clear about it as
I
people.
think Doom is. I think it's actually really obvious. I think Doom's after the power cosmic.
Yes, but I also think that he could word things to Sue to make it a whole different like situation because the question that I have is like what is going on during this time in this 4-year gap, like what is happening on the Earth. And so like I hope that we can get some of those questions to answer because like those were like the first thoughts that I came to. Like yes, we know that he wants Frank's power, but I also think there could be more to this whole entire state and situation that they're all in. So you know like I just hope that it's not as simple as that. Like I hope that there's like a little more going on to see where Reed and the other characters are at.
I think they do a lot of simple stuff all the time, especially with the multiverse and variants and like that's like the low hanging fruit that I think they do the easy cop out all the time. So I think they definitely do the easy stuff, but I don't think we really know anything. I think the only thing we could assume from this scene is that Doctor Doom wants the power cosmic. Like that's like the only clear thing to me. And I'm going to also assume it has something to do with the incursions for why he wants it. Um, you know, and yeah, but I just don't like that. Like we aren't, I feel like they are rushing into Avengers Doomsday now. Like that's what I think. And I think this was their chance to make a lot of people not feel like that by giving us more Doctor Doom. But I think that they didn't want to do it for whatever reason.
I hear what you're saying, and
You
you
don't
do have
think they're rushing this? Like you don't think it's
oh
that
dude, I've said this like I mean, and I've said this to my friends. this is what happens when you jack up everything and you have to practically start over. This was because like even if they gave Doom like a lot of extra scenes where he was able to talk, sorry, I think it would have felt rushed regardless. Like this is just the world that we're in because they jacked up so hard. I don't really think like there like that there was a way that you could shoot unless if you give like Doom a whole separate role in the Fantastic Four first steps where we got to see them like interact. Like I don't there's no other way for it not to feel rushed. I mean,
I
bro,
think
like the
that's
first time we
complicating
see
a
him,
very
like
simple
bro,
thing.
like
They
bro,
could have
the
just
the
given him
first
a
time we see him,
conversation.
but like the first time
Like,
we see him is a year before Avengers Doomsday. Like I mean, it was gonna feel rushed regardless, bro.
yeah, well, if it's less rushed, at least give him a conversation. Like you have RDJ there, you're shooting this scene. It's the Russos. They could have at least given him one conversation and maybe even a couple more minutes of a conversation. But like you know, if it's rushed and you could do something to establish Doctor Doom, like why wouldn't you do it? It just makes no sense to me.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't think
I
that would
mean,
have made a
I hear you.
difference? You don't think that would have made a difference at all?
I'm not saying that it wouldn't have, but I'm saying that like even if I got to hear Doom's convo, to me it would have still felt rushed because I just think Doom is a character that you don't just Thanos style. Like I think Doom deserves more than to be a Thanos. Like he should have been in more stuff, but when you chalk your guy and you bring in this new guy at the last second, like what do you expect? I mean, like it isn't like our DJ is coming back to play Stark. No, he has to learn this whole new character and read comics, and I mean, it's a lot of
They're
work that goes
filming it
into
right
that.
now, and they could have done a quick scene. Like they got to establish Doctor Doom before Avengers Doomsday. This is such a bad move.
I mean, and as I'm not saying you're wrong, but I just don't think a simple conversation would have been like, oh, now it's not rushed. No, bro, like this is a year before the whole entire movie. Like it's still crazy that this is the first time we're seeing them. You know what I mean? Like it's still fast in general. Like this is fast tracked as hell. But as I said, when you jack up to like this, you got to play catch up. And so
And that's why
yeah.
when you do jack up like this, you got to play all your cards right. And they didn't play their cards right on this scene. It was a massive L. And like, I think it's very black and white here. I think they have Doctor Doom. You have your one chance to establish him and introduce him to the fans before Avengers Doomsday. And all you do is show him no face. Like, this is your chance to at least check the box. He was introduced before Avengers Doomsday, and they didn't check that box.
And look, as I said, that is a very fair take. Like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that it would have took longer than 1 year to establish him. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they would have at least
The way
introduced
that
him.
you're
He needs
saying,
to be introduced. Like he absolutely needs to
100%,
be introduced before
100%.
Doomsday.
He should have been in almost everything. He should have had it in almost everything at this point. If this is your
Yeah.
guy, which means that the trailers are going to have to be super descriptive, and it also means that like a lot of Doomsday is going to be like a lot of just. I'm not saying doom yapping, but like there's going to have to be a lot of context to what's going on, which I don't mind. But the question is the regular fan going to mind that? So